Welcome back to Unqualified and Educated, where we give you our unqualified and educated opinion on all things sports, movies, music. What's so funny, dog? Anime.
You did that is so quick.
It's here, bro. It don't even matter
Bro,
now.
I thought I was in an auction, my dude. I read something. I think I said $100 hit. That was crazy, bro.
Oh, bro, you messed up the intro real bad. Come on now. Come on now.
Bro, I thought I was buying a house. I'm not even gonna lie. That was crazy.
All right.
Storage wars shit.
Okay, yeah. So on today's episode, we're gonna be talking about tomorrow's the start of the NBA Finals that's starting tomorrow between the Golden State Warriors and the Toronto Raptors. Man, Carl, how do you feel about this series?
Oh damn, man, you got me messed. Okay, alright. I don't know, I wanna look forward to it, but the Warriors always just too damn good, bro, for me to like enjoy anything. I don't know, man.
I agree. Like, this is one of those series where I'm like, I want it to go 7, but I can also see it just ending up being 4.
Yeah, just like remember in the Western Conference Finals, people were dummy hype on the Trailblazers. Well, it was just in the back of my head. I was like, yeah, they're doing all right, but I feel like the Warriors just gonna smack them.
Mm-hmm.
Warriors smacked them.
And
they didn't even have KD the whole series.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Andre Iguodala was out for like part of the series. So
I think so. Yeah. There's
maybe
like
the Raptors will put up a bigger fight.
There's like doing all right, and then there's doing all right against the Warriors. They're like two different things. Like you could be doing, you can beat the Thunder, and then you can beat the Nuggets. That's doing great. That's doing all right. But like playing against them and then playing against the Warriors, it's like two different things.
Yeah.
So like that's and like I was hype on the Trailblazers. I mean, sorry, I was hype on the Trailblazers, but in the back of my mind, I was like, they always are kind of trash against the Warriors. I don't care what anybody says. The Warriors always have their number. So it was in the back of my mind. I was like, they're probably gonna lose.
Yeah, I've never really had much faith in the Trailblazers, and they didn't disappoint me. They got smacked, and I kind of was anticipating it, though I was kind of thinking they might be able to pull off one game, but they didn't.
At least one at home. Like I'm a little disappointed they couldn't pull one off at home. Like you made it all that way just to get swept. That's crazy.
I mean, granted, though, they did have the lead in a majority of the games at some point. So.
Yeah, but that don't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because they lost every game. So,
yeah, it's like
people were like, well, they were up 17 in 3 of the 4 games and they lost. It was like, bruh, getting smacked is getting smacked.
That's what I'm saying.
Getting swept is getting swept.
It doesn't matter how it happens. They're gonna put an asterisk next to the 4-0 Golden State led for majority of the game. That's even more embarrassing.
I know, that makes it worse.
That makes it worse. I would rather you say we just got whooped. We just got whooped, and that's it. So
they got smacked.
Do you buy into this KD thing? Do you think he's more hurt than he really is?
I don't know. I didn't even see his injury. Like when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Did he just like hurt his calf or like what was that?
Well, it looked like he hurt his Achilles, right? Because everybody, all the announcers say that everybody thought it was a torn Achilles because he was running to the he just made a shot. I don't know if he made a shot or he shot a jump shot, and then he turned to go run down and play defense, and then he looked back and lifted his left or right foot, and it seemed like he looked like he thought somebody kicked him in the back of the leg or the back of the Achilles. and everyone was saying, all the announcers were saying that that's usually a sign of a torn Achilles is when you think somebody kicked you in the back of the leg and there's nobody back there.
Oh shit.
That means you tore it. So everyone thought he tore it, and then later that night or the next day, they're like, it's not a torn Achilles, it's just a like a grade 2 strained calf or whatever. But been since he hasn't been there, people are starting to speculate that it might be something more than a strain, might be more severe.
Or he's just because he's gonna get a new contract, right? Or he's gonna go in free agency.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's just not playing as to not jeopardize that as well.
That
wouldn't surprise me.
That is true, but I think anybody, I think he can get a contract from anybody regardless if he's hurt or not. Like,
yeah,
he could have a torn Achilles. I guarantee the Kings would still sign him. Guarantee.
Oh,
yeah. Or the Knicks would still sign him. I feel like there's a bunch of teams that would still sign KD regardless if he's going to play that year. Because it just says something different about your franchise that you're able to get KD, even though everyone would know it's a money grab. But
that's true.
But so there, and I really feel for him, and that's where all this KD slander came back full circle, like when he first joined Golden State, everybody was like, oh, 3-1 lead, you blew a 3-1 lead to the Warriors, they beat you, all this, you will never be this, you'll never be that, they won't love you. That was like the whole like 2016, right? As soon as he won, that narrative kind of changed, but now it's like it's back again.
It is, bro.
And people are like,
I was always on it. I'm still against him.
No, I mean, I hear you. It feels different, and I think it's gonna change the perception of those rings now. If they win this series without him, it's gonna change that perception of those rings that he won. Because they beat the Rockets at home. They beat the Rockets in Houston, and then they sweep the Trailblazers, and then everybody has them as the favorite to sweep the Raptors without him.
Yeah, it's not looking good for his legacy.
And I think that's why,
which I think is all that fool cares about.
I think I think that's why he has to leave. For him, he has to leave.
Yeah, he has to be like that. Like straight up only like top dog on the team. He has to be the guy.
He's got
he has to, and he's definitely not on the Warriors.
What do we call him? He's the second banana. He's in the second banana Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he is. He is in the second banana Hall of Fame, bro.
So he's gotta get out of that. So we'll keep on monitoring that situation. How do you feel about Kawhi's chances against because all of it ultimately their success rests on Kawhi. I mean, their supporting staff, when they show up, it's like, oh, this is one of the best supporting staffs in the league, but they're just not consistent.
Kawhi, so it's gonna be essentially if KD doesn't play, I'm just gonna assume he doesn't play. It's gonna be Kawhi versus Iguodala, yes. most likely. And I'm assuming Iguodala is healthy again. That's a very interesting matchup. I do think Kawhi definitely has the upper hand. I don't think anyone could really guard Kawhi. And it was someone, I don't know what series it was, who Toronto was playing. It was either the Sixers series or the one before that.
Mm-hmm.
And someone said Kawhi is like the strongest player in the NBA. And yeah, you can compare him to like Joel Embiid, who's like 700 pounds, 6 or 7 feet 5 inches or whatever. But like pound for pound, it wouldn't surprise me because that dude gets to where he wants and is able to like put up whatever shot he wants. Kawhi, and I don't really think anyone can guard him.
No,
I don't know.
Which is crazy.
I haven't seen anybody like put up like a good fight against them.
Yeah, and like you said, no one can guard him, but then he goes there on the other ends and he shuts down the other guy. What he did to Giannis in the last series was crazy. Giannis was shooting like 58, 60% in the regular season. This series, he was shooting like 35%.
It was crazy. Like I watched some of those, and like Giannis can do shit against them, bruh. Like when it was just Kawhi on him, I was like, this is why everybody loves Kawhi Leonard, because he's easily Toronto's best offensive option, which is unreal because dude came in as just a pure defensive talent.
Yeah.
And then easily the best defender on Toronto's team,
mm-hmm.
which is insane because what he does, like he literally has to do everything for that team, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, and just the fact that he's like pretty stoic. I think everybody loves that.
Yeah.
Except for when he hit that one,
that game winner,
the game winner, and I saw him like yell with genuine emotion.
Yeah, bro.
I was like, oh my damn.
You think any sound came out? You need. That's a real question, bro. Like he was just making that face. You think any sound came out? Yeah, so I mean, but like in that situation, that was like a classic moment because like he shot that shot and then that pose he had where he was squatting down.
Yeah, I know.
Like I was like, yeah, that has to go in. That has to go in.
Yeah, that was insane. But you know what? Like he's awesome as a player, but for some reason, kind of like the way he holds himself on the court, kind of makes him. He kind of seems like shut off from the rest of his team. Like
yeah,
like low key, like kind of might be an asshole to his teammates type of thing.
You know, I get what you're saying. Whoa, what did you say?
Like celebrate, like other than that big game winner, obviously, but he's never like one to go out of his way to like high five his teammates type of thing. Where I haven't seen it, and like when they go to like a huddle or the timeouts and stuff, it looks bad because unless Toronto wins the championship, right? It's like 100% chance he's not gonna stay there, and he's going to the Clippers or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's what looks bad.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. You know,
I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
You bring up a really good point. Because he's probably just an introverted guy. Like shoot to the max, and he probably like it might be different. It might be different in the locker room. Like you never know. But like I kind of agree with that. But you can't really force people out of their comfort zone. And I think Pop said something like that. They were like Kawhi was not really a vocal leader on the team, and and Kawhi like shot back and said he kind of led by an example rather than voice, which is also also good. But yeah, I could see that kind of like playing off as I'm out of here, so I'm not going to try to get to know these guys.
Yeah, it's just like sometimes, like when it was like some of the points in like the Bucks games or the Sixers games that I was watching, and it was like maybe something went wrong, and like Kyle Lowry's trying to like rally up everybody,
Mm-hmm.
And he goes and like fist bumps with Danny Green, and then like talks with Marcus Gasol, and then it seemed like he just wouldn't approach Kawhi just because maybe he is just like introverted or whatever, and that's not what he does.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It just was like it seemed like he didn't want to mess with him.
Yeah,
just because.
Well,
maybe not to like get him out of his zone or make him feel uncomfortable or what.
Yeah,
but it was just weird to see.
Kyle Lowry's been kind of trash, so I think
I
think he didn't fist bump him because it was like, oh man, I'm sorry. Like he probably just felt guilty.
Yeah, but like, right. But then that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to. I love Kawhi Leonard, but I don't want to play on a team with a guy where I'd be scared to play bad.
Yeah.
I feel like,
Yeah, but I think there's a difference in just playing bad and just being bad in the playoffs. Like, I think there's a difference. And we've seen Kyle Lowry come to the playoffs and just drop eggs,
oh, yeah.
But, yeah. But, like, you're right. You're right. Because, that's why they traded Danny Green with him. with Kawhi to Toronto because Danny Green's like the Kawhi whisperer.
Right.
I think we talked about it over the summer. Like Danny Green was the only one in that organization that seemed like he had Kawhi's back. So I think it's just a thing. Kawhi just he's probably just introverted to the max.
Yeah, which is weird. It's just, I mean, it's not weird to be introverted. It's just, it's different to see, especially with like an elite player.
Oh yeah, like a top 3 player.
Like that is like he is as elite as you can get in the NBA. So it's just different. It's a lot different than what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, because
especially with like superstar athletes or just athletes in general.
Yeah.
Like usually athletes when they're at that caliber and like just caliber to be good enough to be in the pros, and this it even goes up to college. Is like they're really just like essentially most of them are just full of themselves, and they just because they know they're good, they know they're better than everybody else. So
you can even go into like high school.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's just like the mindset of a good athlete is like, you're good, and like it's the confidence that makes you like keep pushing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But it also like makes you an asshole to me.
Yeah. Yes. It's very rarely that you find a guy like Kawhi, and it's not even like you're saying like he's a good guy. You're just saying he's just not a cocky guy. There's just no emotion there.
Yeah,
and not saying he's a bad guy either.
Yeah, it's just so different than the norm, I guess.
Because even like with Derrick Rose can be stoic at times, but there's a lot of emotion behind Derrick Rose.
Yeah,
a lot of emotion.
That's what like. Yeah, it's so different because like I love Derrick Rose because of like how he wears his emotions on his sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he did his MVP speech and he started crying, or when he got his like shoe deal again with Adidas or whatever,
mm-hmm.
and he like apologized and started crying again and talked about how blessed he was. Like that stuff, like I love that type of stuff because it's like genuine, you know. And Kawhi is like stoic, but like imagine if he started doing something like that.
Oh yeah.
That would be crazy.
I think that's why he's like a lot of people don't see him as like one of the best players is because they can't like connect with him, Like you can connect with Steph, you can connect with KD. Everybody connects with LeBron, but like it's hard to connect with Kawhi because like outside of that laugh, like there's nothing you know that much about Kawhi. People don't know him, and in today's age, people want to know about you. It's like the age of transparency, so people want to know about you. And Kawhi is just a guy that seems like he doesn't want you to know about him,
which is his life, and he deserves that. So
oh yeah, he definitely.
It's just so different.
It is. Like especially in the NBA. The NBA, you're allowed to be as flashy as you want. But he doesn't really.
Right.
He doesn't like. I don't know. He just doesn't adhere to that flashiness that everyone else has. So essentially, we have. Let's just go down the starting lineup to see who wins. Who wins each matchup. So we got Steph versus Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry.
Okay, so Golden State Warriors won. We got Steph with one.
Hey, wait. What if like finals Kyle Lowry is just like next tier god level, and all he had to do was make it through the
he just had to make it there. I would be
the playoffs, and once he made it to the finals, he's just like ridiculous.
I'm praying for that. Okay, so we got Steph Curry winning unless Kyle Lowry had finals Lowry is on a whole different level. Okay, so Golden State Warriors won. Klay Thompson versus who's the starter? Danny Green?
Danny Green, yeah. It's Klay Thompson, unfortunately.
Right. So 2-0.
4 dribble.
2-0, 4 dribbles. How many dribbles are we? What's the over-under for dribbles this this playoffs? I mean, for this finals, over-under for dribbles. What is it?
For this
16? 16?
Yeah, 16 total.
16 total dribbles this finals. Okay.
If he takes 16 total dribbles in this final, Golden State sweeps the series. That's a sweep, bro.
That's a sweep. Okay. So then we got Iggy starts now with KD out. So Iggy versus Kawhi. That's up for Kawhi.
Yeah, that's
then
easy.
Then you got Draymond versus Pascal Siakam.
I want to choose Pascal Siakam, but it's hard.
I think it's closer it's closer. Draymond's been playing really well.
I think it's close.
Draymond's been playing really well this postseason though. I can't even lie. He's been balling this postseason. But I think Pascal, when the stakes are high, he kind of fades away a little bit.
Oh, he definitely fades away.
He fades away.
And Draymond's been there so many times now where, like, this is just another like series to him type of thing. So I could definitely see Draymond taking that.
All right, dang. So that's 3-1. That's 3-1. And then Marc Gasol versus their assortment of bigs. I don't know who's is it Andrew Bogut? I don't think Boogie's back. McKinney, Kevin Looney.
Yeah, and Jordan Bell.
Jordan Bell. I would take Serge Ibaka and Marc Gasol over those guys.
Yeah. No, I think the Toronto bigs are definitely better quality than the Golden State bigs.
Yeah. So we got 3-2. 3-2 Warriors in terms of roster. And I think
But bench wise?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. The bench for the Raptors.
Bench wise, the Raptors I think definitely have a better bench. Just because like they have like Van Fleet coming off the bench. They got Ibaka off the bench. They got
Norman Powell.
Oh yeah, Norman Powell's off the bench. So they have like a good bench.
Yeah, they do. They definitely do.
Has dwindled, you know.
I don't even think they have a bench anymore.
Like I think Sean Livingston's on the bench.
Oh
so
yeah,
that's
Sean
like
Livingston's there.
Saving grace.
Yeah, they got Sean Livingston. Yep. Yeah. So I mean, with that in mind, that's why I want to say this series is closer than people think it would. Without KD, if KD, I think you know what, this is my prediction. I think the Raptors push the Warriors, and then the Warriors finally have to play KD, and then the Warriors win because of
right. Oh shit.
I think that's what happens.
That would actually make sense.
I could see this going like 2-2, and then the Warriors are like, okay, this is a little too much. This is getting too close. KD.
All right, KD, you're not injured.
Yeah, stop playing. Stop playing. Let's get this ring. So that's my prediction. I just hate that the Raptors have the better record because I would rather play the Warriors. I would rather play the first 2 games in Oakland than have my last 2 games in my place. Because with the Warriors, it's not home court doesn't matter when you're playing against the Warriors. And yeah, I'd rather deal I'd rather deal a psychological blow, by stealing a game in Oakland.
Yeah.
Because and then because in the back of your mind you're like, well, we still got after if you lose the 2 games or you get one, you're like in the back of your mind you're like, I got 2 games at home. We're still good. Versus when you have a better record than the Warriors, then they freaking take the first 2 games. And now you're like, oh man, now we got to go try to win one in Oakland. Like I'd much rather play them. I'd much rather play the Warriors when they have home court. I'd rather them have home court because like they always say like home court matters in Game 7. Well, you got to get there first. When you're playing against the Warriors.
Yeah, you gotta make it to Game 7.
Game 7. Game 6 is not guaranteed when you're playing against the Warriors. Like Game 5 is like that's Game 7 if you like if you're playing against the Warriors like
Game 7.
that's Game 5s or Game 7s like that's what you work forward to. Like you got Game 5, you're like, oh snap, we made it.
We're back home.
And I'm hoping that's not the ceiling for the Raptors, man. I'm hoping. I want them to push them at least 7 and force them to play KD.
Yeah, I'd like to see a genuinely interesting NBA Finals. Since the last few ones have been redundant, so
and doo-doo.
Go you Raptors.
I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with Jurassic Park on this one. I'm going with Jurassic Park. And
I want to go for Jurassic Park as well.
And I hope at some point Chris Bosh like breaks down and starts roaring in the middle of halftime or something like that. He like breaks through the arena, just like he did in Jurassic Park 1. I want to see that.
I think it would be better if Chris Bosh was dressed up as the mascot.
Oh.
And doing the roaring, and then he takes off the head and the costume, and still acts as the mascot.
Ooh.
But then nobody can actually tell.
Everybody starts running because they think it's a real T-Rex.
Oh shit! That's a raptor.
Run! I'm just like run. So you just got people running.
It's just Chris Bosh.
It's just Chris Bosh in the arena.
Chris Bosh is chasing people, bro.
And he's just a mascot. He's just trying to be a mascot.
He's just trying to cheer people, give them free pizzas and stuff.
Yeah, he's trying to give them T-shirts.
They said, run!
Run! They got a real raptor. So we got, alright, so basically, we got Golden State in 6, but we want the Raptors to win in 7.
Right.
Okay.
I want the Raptors to win in 4, to be honest.
You know, I'd rather than win in 3. Like, be the first ever. Like, beat the Warriors so bad. The Warriors, like, we don't even want to play. They get mercy rule.
They said we done.
We want mercy rule. So, yeah. So this one's going to be a short episode, guys. We're just recapping, you know, giving our finals predictions for tomorrow. I wanted to beat it before Thursday and get this out before Thursday. So, you know, you guys let us know how you feel in the comment section below. Carl, you got any last words?
Hopefully Kawhi Leonard shows up. I'm trying to see the Raptors take home at least one dub. And I'm pretty hyped that I bought a house at the beginning of this episode. So,
oh, you
let's
did?
Go, homeowner. Yeah, bro. When you auctioned that shit off.
Oh wow.
When you auctioned it off, bro, I bought.
Oh wow. Like
you said take a house for $100. I said, yep.
Bruh,
like, yeah.
Bruh, like that was my first sale ever.
I said, yeah.
This guy. All right. Thanks for tuning in today. I mean, I don't think we said anything too uneducated or too unqualified, but if you feel we did, you know what it is. Stay unqualified, live uneducated, and we're out.